Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Smart House. Yeah, this is a Disney Channel original movie. It's from 1999. I suspected it was early 2000s, late 99, or late 90s. But this is an hour and 22 minutes long, and yeah, this is definitely a Disney Channel original movie. I mean, the way it is. But I have to admit, I enjoyed this a whole lot more than I thought I would, if nothing else, then for all the nostalgic hallmarks of 1999. Think about it. This is. Okay, first of all, yes, it's about a smart house. We live in the future now because we all have. Not we all, I currently do not. But we're all familiar with Alexa or Siri or any number of Google, whatever, any number of different uh, devices that we talk to and talk back to us in the house that control all aspects for people, especially who have much more elaborate or expensive homes and have all sorts of special features that they want to control. But even some people just have little things, just to start dinner or to change the channel or whatever. Speaking into our remote controls, even, or sometimes just speaking to the room, and it controls the temperature or anything else, or the lights, things like that. This is in 1999 a vision of the future, and it's in an era in which the internet is still very new. To the common person, yeah. In fact, it's basically about a boy, 13. His name's Ben, and he is intent on winning a brand new smart house, which this woman who created it is giving away for whatever reason. I don't see that she did it for any kind of profit. Sarah, by the way, is played by Jessica Steen. Steen, yeah, Steen. She she's like this genius who's created a smart house. It has AI. Uh, it does a lot of scary stuff, and I'll get to that in a moment. But and of course, you know that he wins. He wins the house. It's otherwise, why would we pay attention to this kid's story? He lives with his sister and his dad, and of course, ding ding ding, the Disney trope of a dead parent is looming over them. Mom is gone, and yeah, Dad is doing his best, of course, to raise the two kids in their average home. But when Ben wins the smart home, well, it seems like they're getting all their dreams, every wish granted to them. What do they want? A smoothie, banana smoothie? Sure, go for it. Pancakes, any food you want. You can walk into a room and an entire wall becomes a video screen. You can sense and feel you're on the savannah in Africa, or watching a basketball game on a big screen. And yeah, okay, yes, the effects in this are not good, but they're probably great for 1999 television, 1999. But yeah, not the Phantom Menace and the Matrix 1999. So it's the Disney Channel. It's understandable. So we're not really gonna complain too much about the effects. It's dated, and that's okay. That's the way it is, and still it adds a little bit of charm to it. But some of the most fun things is the fact that that dates this is the fact that Ben is trying to enter using electronic mail. Yeah, uh, email, but they call it they word it out as electronic mail, and the website that he has to enter in has all those beveled like buttons, and it's such a late 90s uh, website design. And he's going about entering the contest through email, which is kind of great. um, there's also just stuff like uh, Dad says, "Hey, have we gotten any calls?" Dad's a single guy. He wants to date, and his son. And this is kind of the crux. This is the center of this film, and it could have been just about a family come to terms with living in an electronic house and all the crazy wackiness that ensues. No, this is not just. It's not a comedy. This is actually a drama. Yeah, there's funny parts in this throughout, absolutely, but this is a family drama on the Disney Channel with special effects, and it's the son doesn't want dad to date. mom's gone and doesn't want dad to move on at all. And he sees the house, in a sense, as a means to have a proxy mom, in a sense. It takes good care of them, but she is in a very robotic kind of way. It's Katie Sagal, by the way. If ever there was an absentee mother in Married with Children, well, that's Katie Sagal. So it's that's who she started out with in the late 80s, 90s, and now she's the ultimate robo mom. Who's a house, and this is probably examined in a whole bunch of Twilight Zones and other similar types of stories. Oh, by the way, at the same time as she's doing this, she's a one-eyed alien in Futurama, so she's getting to do all sorts of work. And this is before her really hardcore drama work on Sons of Anarchy, amongst so many other things that she's done over the years. So she's fantastic. So she's she is the most famous actor in this cast, and still is. Not to crap on anybody else on here. The dad, who's played by Kevin Kilner, he's a character actor who's done a bajillion shows and movies. You've seen him in so many different things. You'll recognize his face immediately, and he is fantastic. He is not just slumming it. He's not bringing it like, oh, I'm in a Disney Channel movie. I'm gonna say my lines now. Blah 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 blah. Son, you're it's he actually adds a level of warmth and humor and character. You actually care about this guy, and this is a guy who wants to date. When he finally finds a woman he can date, I won't spoil that for you. It should be fairly obvious who that woman is, and it's not Katie Sagal. No, it's because she doesn't really exist. So, although that's where I thought this was going to go at first. But okay, I will spoil it. Of course, he gets the hots for the very lovely young Sarah, who is the one who designed the house and introduced them to it when they want it. So, yeah, it was going to be a given. Of course, Ben doesn't like that, and little sister, she doesn't care either way. She's adorable, and she's played by, who is it? Katie Volding. She plays Angie. She's like, I forget. They say her name and age, and give out a whole bunch of information about a child in in probably one of the creepiest ways possible. When they do a hand scan, once they take ownership of the house, she gets jabbed real quick and does a quick blood check, and the house knows every single bit of her medical history immediately. Yeah, it's the conspiracy theorists would probably like you to believe that that's what started everything. I'm pretty sure that most of the conspiracy theories they're running today probably started from them watching this movie. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they little pinprick. She's like, oh, here's your health, your weight, your height, your BMI. Like, seriously, she's what, 8? I have no idea. It just what it's just really, really strange, and nobody else seems to do that. Like, it was a surprise to her when she did it, so nobody else must have done it before her. Otherwise, they would have reacted probably similarly. But apparently, only she has to scan in to get her history and have the AI house announce it to everybody in the room. So yeah, I guess it didn't really need everybody to do it on camera to show what it does. But yeah, this is a super invasive house. This house knows everything, yet it still doesn't seem to be fully connected to the internet. It takes Ben to break into her control room, the control room, and then feed it full of 1950s era mom types. The Leave It to Beaver type moms, and my three moms, not my three dads, or it's like there's a whole bunch of shows that exist in our real world that they made into mom versions. And so he feeds her a load of different types of things, presumably through television, regular television, because the internet apparently at that point, of course, did not have the treasure trove of video that we take for granted today on Disney Plus, YouTube, everything else. So yeah, so she becomes a little bit more motherly. She becomes more human sounding, and she becomes a little bit more doting. And while she means well, she kind of goes overboard in a number of ways. So it turns into a horror film. This it actually while there's no blood and guts kind of thing, it could very well, if this had not been on the Disney Channel, this could have easily been built out into a horror film. And by the way, there's probably is a horror film. I'm pretty sure there is more than one horror film out there that is based on this premise. Not this film in particular, but this premise, a intelligent home. And the Simpsons have done a Treehouse of Horror vignette that had an intelligent home, voiced by Pierce Brosnan, I think, with Marge Simpson falling in love with him, pretty much. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of there. This is not not a new concept. It's the idea of technology in our lives overtaking our lives, becoming too reliant upon it to the point that it is detrimental to our lives, and it comes to a showdown between the family and this now almost physical manifestation of Pat. That's her name. The I forget what the acronym is for. It's an acronym, PAT. So yeah, Pat becomes a little bit intense, let's just say. And of course, Katie Seagal is great just as a voice, but of course, to bring her onto the screen, and honestly, only in the third act. She only shows up toward the end of the film, but she is beautifully maniacal in this as the ultimate mom house. I don't know. So yeah, so this is actually I actually really liked it, mainly for the performances. Yeah, the kids, especially like their friends, they're not great actors. They're pretty much reading scripts out loud in front of a camera. So yeah, they're not great. But the dad, Nick, played by Kevin Kiner, and Sarah Jessica Steen, they are fantastic, and the kids are also fantastic. So the four leads in this, not counting Katie Seagal, so she's a fifth, they're all fantastic. They're actually, for a Disney Channel movie, they are really good. And yes, effects aren't great. It's not exactly an original concept. It gets wrapped up a little bit too neatly without very few consequences, and it's a happily ever after, but it is Disney, so it's going to be happily ever after. It all works out, but still, there are moments where I'm thinking, man, if I was writing this and it wasn't Disney Plus, it could go some really scary directions. And yeah, there's little things in this that, yeah, like one of the first signs where you realize that this house could be dangerous is when it finds out that Ben has been bullied. And then she also realizes that Dad wants the kids to have fun while he's out on a date. She emails everybody in his school to come to a dance at his home, and by the way, the boys dance together, like two of his best friends dance in front of a big video screen of, I don't know, some boy band, because that's what we all did in 1999. So I wasn't that young in 1999, but I just don't picture any of us ever doing that. Well, maybe if you were in 8th grade, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's you end up with the bully getting invited too, which allows the house to take vengeance upon him. And like I said, different channel, this could have turned into a horror fest. It would have been fantastic to see that. It almost fits as a Halloween movie, almost, without any of the Halloween trappings. Like I said, it's not a great movie, but it is good. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it just mainly for the nostalgia aspects of it. There's so much nostalgia to be had, just from all the internet references. Like, oh, did I even say this properly? It's like when Dad's expecting a call, he's like, hey, I've been expecting a call. The line's been busy this whole time. Have you been on the internet this whole time? It's something that kids today would never understand because, yes, Ben was on the internet all day, and it helped block the calls because he needs that internet line, that phone line, to get to the internet. This is a 28.8K baud modem era. Not even 56. It's 28.8, maybe 14.4. I don't know if he's using AOL with the that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know if we're in that era still. Yeah, we are. It's AOL. AOL is still pretty big. And also, at one point, when they're toward the end, when he's trapped inside the house and he has to communicate with Sarah, the creator of the house, outside the house, they communicate via email. Like, you'd figure that the AI would lock down all that stuff. Like, no communication with the outside world. It wouldn't make sense. And this is a movie that can't be made today, technically, because we're all comfortable with, for the most part, we're all pretty comfortable with having AI pick music to play in our home or a TV or whatever. Like, I taught my mom how to, go to Disney Plus with a touch of a button and speaking into her remote or whatever. She has a Amazon TV. So yeah, it's she knows how to do that. So I still don't have a voice enacted. I don't turn Siri on my phone. But yeah, so I'm a little bit trepidatious about that kind of stuff. But still, this is the kind of thing that we couldn't be made today because we understand that AI exists. We understand how AI works, and it's not so scary anymore. And we know its limitations, and we know that, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't want to give it too much license leeway to do things. To make all of our dinners that could poison us, or lock all of our doors with steel bars and everything else. And yeah, none of that stuff's going to be added into a home anytime soon. For real, anyway. So yeah, I say check this out. If you're around, if you want to have an idea of what the world was like with technology in 1999, before, 20 years, more than 20 years has made a big difference. It's amazing how much things have changed since then, and how 20 years from now, this is gonna look so rudimentary. I'll be a hologram standing in your home, which is going to be freaky, maybe. Who knows? You'll just say, hey, play that episode of the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And there I will be. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
126.
126. Yeah. There's probably other things I wanted to say about this, but the music, very 90s. Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Okay. We got a short. It's gonna be much shorter than this episode. I talked way too much about Smart House. This is one of those Mater Cars tunes, and it's El Matador. So yeah, Mater is a matador. I'm pretty sure from that pun. In the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, El Matador. See you then.